These are the top 10 best Pokemon Fusion ROM hacks that you guys should definitely play. Let's go. To start off this list with Pokemon Ultimate Fusion. Now, this is a Pokemon game that I actually played for 100 hours over on our Plays channel, so check that out afterwards. But either way, what is this game all about? Well, you've got fusions as per usual, and there's a bunch of unique ones. The game is set in the regular version of Emerald, so if you played Pokemon Emerald before, you will know what to do. They've also, though, revamped the trainer teams, updated some stats and moves, and made a bunch of changes to, well, what the Pokemon look like, which means you're going to be seeing a lot of different fusions in this game that you've never seen before and that you haven't seen in other fusion games. So it's definitely worth a try if you want a little bit of a different experience, but still similar to what you know from before, with this being only really the Emerald region. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? Next up is going to be Pokemon Paradox Platinum. Now, Paradox Platinum is a ROM hack of specifically Platinum, which there aren't really that many of, but this one comes with Pokemon fusions. Yes, you have a grass-type fusion of Empoleon, you've got some weird fusions of Infernape. There's just a lot of creativity that goes into this game and trying to change it up and make a new game plot, a EXP point system that has been added into the game to make sure that your Pokemon all get levels, but that's not all. There's a day and night cycle as well. So yes, it's a interesting game. It is a bit different from what you might be used to, but at least you get to experience the, I guess, Sinnoh region the same way you're used to it, but also with changes and fusions added in to make the adventure a little bit more spicy and interesting. And I'd love to know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Either way, though, let's move over to the next one, which is going to be Pokemon Fusion Stadium. Yes, if you guys have ever played Pokemon Fusion, well, actually, if you've ever played Pokemon Stadium, you know that it's mostly just a battle simulator. But if you've ever played any Fusion games, you know that they're set in regular Pokemon games. However, Stadium Fusion takes these Stadium games and mixes them with Fusion Pokemon. And this is pretty crazy, man. All 151 Pokemon are balanced to make sure that the battles are actually pretty good. But also, you will have fusions. For example, like Caterpie and Bruxish, which actually make a weird fusion as well. Or Glaking, which is a Nidoking and Glalie fusion. They've improved the actual graphics to HD. There are new songs. Other Pokemon, songs have been remastered and added to the game. New textures for the fusions. There has been just, fixes to moves, animations, move splits. Dark Steel and Fairy have been added. Dual and triple boost and decreaser effects have been added as well. And all fusions have Uber stats, which means, just a lot of crazy stuff can happen. You also have Mega Evolutions, and lots of abilities have been improved. You also have 18 weather and field effects added and 18 move converter abilities. So yes, this is a crazy battle, and 6v6 battles are in here as well, so that is a bit nuts. But nonetheless, this is basically if you take Pokemon Fusion and you put it in Pokemon Stadium and you make it go crazy. It's genuinely one of the coolest things, and a lot of people haven't played it, so I would definitely recommend to give it a try. Next up is going to be Pokemon Charged Red. Now, Charged Red is a crazy Pokemon Fusion ROM hack that does a lot of things. First of all, there are 150 fused Pokemon in this game that you guys get to actually capture, which are different from normal ones. Also, there's loads of quality of life features and a redesigned map, so there will be changes to it to not make it feel like you're just playing regular Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. There's also the Fairy type added, as well as the Fairy type moves added into the game. Some Generation 5 and I guess 4 moves have also been added with abilities. And overall, there's been just kind of reworks of certain things like Pokemon Relearners at every Pokemon Center, better TMs, quality of life shops, and also they remapped all the maps to give them kind of that fresh feeling, right? And also, there's a very high chance of shiny Pokemon being found, so the shiny odds have been increased, which I think a lot of you guys will actually enjoy. Overall, though, the game is just a solid thing. There are a few things missing from the game, I should point out. It's not a fully finished product 100%, but there's some really cool fusions. Like my personal favorite here is got to be the Pichu and Cyndaquil fusion, which just looks adorable. But nonetheless, though, this is going to be an awesome fusion ROM hack that you guys should keep tabs on and check out. Next up is Pokemon Fuse Dimensions. Now, Fuse Dimensions is one of the top-rated Pokemon Fusion ROM hacks, as it has a Pokedex full of over 226 fusion Pokemon that are all obtainable in the game to actually capture. But that is not all. You can also get yourself Mega Evolution added Pokemon as well. There's custom Pokemon Dex entries for every fusion, which makes them actually feel like they're genuinely real, as well as base stats on it as well. Some of the HMs have also been changed a little bit to different typings and effects, but also they've kind of just dealt with some of the stuff in the game that you guys may not like. For example, they've added infinite TMs and a physical and a special split, as well as the Fairy type, and increased the shiny odds so you guys can find loads of just awesome shinies that are also fusions. So yeah, it's overall a sick game. They even added a link cable item to evolve trade Pokemon, and all the wild Pokemon changed due to their design or lore. So yeah, basically, you've got a lot of different options in this. You've got some of the sickest fusions ever, man. Like, genuinely, some of the coolest fusions you will ever see are available in this game. So I would highly recommend check out Pokemon Fusion Dimensions, as it's one of the top-rated Pokemon Fusion ROM hacks in existence. Next up is going to be Pokemon Soul Silver Fusion, which is a, well, as the name suggests, a fusion ROM hack based in Soul Silver. So yes, basically you get to enjoy the Johto region and even the Kanto region, but every Pokemon you will encounter will be actually having some version of itself as a fusion as well, which is pretty freaking awesome. So yes, if you ever wanted to experience, well, one of the best Pokemon games of all time, Soul Silver, but with fusion Pokemon, then this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the game for you if that's what you've always wanted. So I would highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely a unique experience and a different experience that most of you guys will never have experienced before, but also it will be a cool feature and cool game to check out if you've always wanted to play Soul Silver, but with a little bit of a twist. So yeah, Pokemon Soul Silver Fusion includes exactly those things. So I would highly recommend checking it out, as it is a sick looking game. Either way, what about the highest rated Pokemon Fusion ROM hack of all time, Pokemon Fusion 3? Yes, this is a game that was made by two people that I actually know, Grillo y Lugre, who are actually two amazing Spanish YouTubers within the Pokemon scene, who created a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald that features some of, if not the best Pokemon Fusion designs of all time. Now, this is quite the journey. They really put their hard effort into making one of the best fusion games of all time. And this is Fusion 3, which means there are two other versions as well. Yes, there are two other versions that they made before this, which also feature some of the cool stuff. But Fusion 3 is considered the best one, the highest tier game, because it was the third and best one that they put all their efforts into to make sure it was top notch. And that's exactly what it is. You got some of the coolest fusions ever. You've got awesome features. You've got running shoes that are also available inside, which, yes, is a random little feature, but it's cool to mention. The day and night system is added. You can hear the original voices of the champions and stuff like that, and the cries of the Pokemon are a little bit different. All the Pokemon in the game from Ultra Sun and Moon have also been added. There are sprites, icons, cry qualities have all been improved. You have a checker for IV and EV stats, and overall, you get to experience a version of Pokemon that you never have before. And this is one of the coolest things ever, man. They really put the hard time and effort into making this a top-notch Pokemon Fusion game. So I would highly recommend checking out Pokemon Fusion 3, as it is up there as one of the best ones of all time. So next up is going to be Pokemon Delta Fusion, and this is another Fire Red based ROM hack, which actually changes a lot of the Pokemon to different ones and creates some fusions that have never before been seen. So there's new characters and maps as well, and different events that will happen continuously throughout the journey to make it a lot different from what you are used to. So yes, Delta Fusion is also another one of those that just, you know, tries to kind of use an existing world, but try to change it up and make it at least a little bit different from what you are used to. Next up is Pokemon Fusion Origins. Now, this one is special. And Fusion Origins is a GBA ROM hack, and this is based on Fire Red as well. You get to rediscover the Kanto region with more than 200 new fusions. You got new fusion designs, a new plot, physical and special split once again, modified maps, reusable TMs, EV/IV checker, custom moves and abilities, fairy typing, and loads of other stuff. And this is one of those games that actually changes a lot of the designs in the game. Like, they actually change how things look, how characters look, and add in different, like, you know, sprites and models and everything to make sure that this is a unique experience. And that's exactly what Pokemon Fusion Origins does. And not a lot of people have played it, unfortunately, so I definitely think it's worth the try. It was updated in 2020, so it has recently been updated and has loads of awesome fusions that you guys get to capture and enjoy. And of course, we can't have a Pokemon Fusion list without, of course, including the biggest Pokemon Fusion game of all time, Pokemon Infinite Fusion. And it's in the name. This is a Pokemon game where you can combine any two Pokemon together into a completely new Pokemon. So yes, you can fuse Pokemon whatever way you want to. And there are over 176,400 unique combinations of different Pokemon fusions that exist in this game that you can make. Now, Pokemon Fusion is just really crazy, man. You get to fuse together different Pokemon that give give you unique sprites, stats, move pools, Pokédex entries, and everything else you can expect from that Pokemon. Like I said, 176,000 options is a lot, man, and every Pokemon from Generation 1 and 2 with their evolutions, as well as 101 Pokemon from Generation 3 to 7 are also included. There are over 20,000 custom sprites handcrafted by the community as well, 16 badges to fight for, which means you're going to be getting yourself Kanto and Johto region badges, a full Kanto region with extra areas, and Generation 4 and 5 inspired graphics. There's, of course, like I mentioned, the Johto postgame, where you can continue your journey into the Johto region, kind of 3 years before the events of Gold and Silver. The Sevi Island postgame exists as well, so you can explore there. Legendary Pokemon, so 25 legendary Pokemon to track down and capture. You can nickname Pokemon directly from the menu, and over 40 side quests are available as well. You can also rematch or trade with NPCs after battling them. There again is the fairy type as well here. Wonder Trade Simulator, so yes, you can Wonder Trade Pokemon. Faster day and night cycle, as well as a battle facility that you can go to, like the Battle Factory, Triple Battle Lounge, and more. As well as an integrated speed up button, classic mode or random mode, and reversed mode, which is a special game mode that flips every trainer's fusions. So yes, there is a lot. I really mean a lot, man. The game has also added over time some triple battles, Gen 7 moves and battle mechanics, new battle facilities, more randomizer options, new animations, new moves and abilities from Generation 5 to Generation 7, premium Wonder Trades, quality of life improvements, performance improvements, and even more. This is the pinnacle of Pokemon Fusion games, as it is the largest one. The most amount of fusions will be found in here. I will be honest though, not all of them will be of as high quality as some of the other ones I've mentioned, because here they're just kind of like smacked together. But like I mentioned earlier, there are community members that are making custom sprites for this game because it is so massive. It is the biggest fusion game in existence, so you will be seeing a lot of unique stuff that's been made by the community. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the final one for the video. Peace out.